Good morning, guys. It's Sunday. I am getting gas right now. My dad and stepmom are taking Aniston to eat breakfast while at this appointment because, as you know, fertility clinics don't allow children there, which I totally get. It's never been a problem for me. I think if you have to bring your child, I've seen people come in and they just take them straight to the back room somewhere. So maybe you have to just call ahead if you're going to have your child with you. But I'm ready to get this appointment over with. I am nervous because I feel like they're going to tell me to add the third injection in. And last night I was kind of reading horror stories about people who have taken it and had reactions to it. And that a very common reaction is like welts on your skin. So that's kind of scary. Again, I need to stay off these forums. I know I need to stay off these forums really bad. One thing I'm not looking forward to either is they take blood at every appointment. So I have bruises on both arms, and I don't know which arm they're gonna use now because I just have quite a few pokes on each side. So that's kind of like, you really are a pincushion through this process. Like your stomach's just pinned up, your arms are pinned up, soon your bottom's gonna be pinned up. So yes, it's 30 degrees outside, I'm freezing. I'm in leggings again, and leggings just don't really offer that much warmth. But I have to do what I have to do because I just cannot wear jeans. So let's go to this appointment and let's fingers crossed everything is okay. Okay guys, I'm back. It took me a few hours to film this, just because the appointment did not go like picture perfect, I guess. And with IVF, nothing's ever gonna be exactly like you want it to be. And if it is, you're very lucky. I'm on day 7 today, day 7 of simulation. And when I went in today, I kind of knew they were probably gonna ask me to add the third shot in. This third shot, which I will show you guys tonight when I do it. It is to keep your body from ovulating. So that was to be expected. Actually, the doctor came in the room, and normally it's the nurses. That's all I've seen the whole time are the nurses. And the other fertility specialists, there's 2 in the building. The other ones that I don't see came in the room, and he was on call. So he came in and he was taking a look, and he's like, you know, you're so full. You have so many follicles, more than the average. Which I knew that because my AMH level is high. And so he was looking around and he's like, yeah, you're measuring really good. We're definitely gonna add the third injection. And then we may just go ahead and have you trigger tomorrow, which tomorrow is Monday, and I have to go in tomorrow morning anyways for another appointment. And for one, I'm nervous about the third shot because I've seen people on my IVF group get like welts from it. So that's kind of scary. And that's actually kind of like a normal reaction, which is like weird. So I'm kind of nervous about that. And so I just kind of had that in my mind. And the ultrasound wand, it was just very uncomfortable. Like I am really full in there. It's very tender. And he has to move it around to see so he can get measurements of them. And it just was so uncomfortable. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And at that point, I think it's just the hormones. I was just getting overwhelmed because, you know, you're getting your lab drawn every other day. I have bruises all over both my arms from that, which I already mentioned, and them trying to find a spot and then going in there and having to like get undressed. He's digging around like ovary to ovary with this wand. It's just so uncomfortable. And you just start to feel like, I don't know, you just kind of feel like garbage. I don't know how to explain it. And I mean, I was great and happy that they were measuring well, and that we're close now to stopping having to deal with all these injections. But I think I just got a little bit overwhelmed knowing that this week we're gonna be retrieving the eggs. I mean, no matter what, we were always gonna be retrieving this week, but he's thinking it's gonna be on Wednesday, and I thought maybe it'd be Thursday or Friday. So that was all good and dandy. And then he took out the wand, and I sat up, and he was like, you know, he's not my doctor. He's like, even though I'm not your doctor, I'm gonna talk to yours about it. But sometimes, well, most of the time, whenever you have this many follicles, your risk for hyperstimulation goes up very high, and it's very dangerous. You can be hospitalized from it. It can cause a lot of problems, and it's just not safe. I mean, it's not, and that's probably why they've reduced my dosage down, because trying to avoid that. and my estrogen level as of today was 2,763. And I don't know if that is so high because of how many follicles I have or what. There's other people that are going through it right now. Their estrogen level isn't near that high. So I don't 100% know if mine's just high or whatever the case is. I just don't ask a lot of questions because I'm scared to know the answer sometimes, I think. And that's kind of like my flaw. I'd rather just kind of not know and you just tell me like what the best thing is. But he said, sometimes whenever you have this, when you have a lot of follicles and you're already at risk for hyperstimulation, it may not be the smartest thing to do a fresh transfer of your embryos. A fresh transfer meaning you have your egg retrieval, you wait 5 days, and then you implant your embryo. And I'm like, okay, yes, I have heard that before. Like in real life, I have heard that frozen is better when you have a lot of them, but no one's ever mentioned that to me. No one even mentioned my AMH level being high. And I think he's just the first one to actually address it with me, which I really appreciate. And he was so, so kind. He said that he did not know for sure anything yet, but we'll have to see once I have my egg retrieval and see kind of what that result is first. And I just started to kind of feel overwhelmed. I'm like, okay, so now I'm adding in more injections tonight, adding in another one tomorrow probably, having to do all this appointment stuff, blood draw, ultrasound again tomorrow morning. This week we're gonna be taking the eggs out. That's enough stress as it is because you want to have plenty of eggs so you have a better chance of getting them fertilized. It's just kind of, it was kind of a lot, like that just kind of hit me at one time. And then the idea of a frozen transfer, I just wasn't like prepared to hear it. Even though I knew having a high AMH level and a lot of follicles, it was possible. I just wasn't expecting to hear it today for some reason. And when I left, he said he would call me in a few hours. I left the appointment and I was just kind of overwhelmed with emotion, and I called my mom and I was like beside myself. So I'm not 100% sure how the protocol is for a frozen transfer. From what I have heard of it, after you do your egg retrieval procedure, you just wait for your cycle to start, which can be 1 to 2 weeks. Once that starts, a lot of times you start birth control again. And I had a horrible time on birth control. I just like cringed at the thought of starting that again. And then you're going in after you start taking some estrogen pills or something similar to that. You have to go in and have your uterine lining checked. It has to be a certain thickness in order to do your embryo transfer. And a lot of times people have to keep going back and back and back because it's not thick enough. And it just makes me extremely nervous, and it's a little overwhelming already. And aside from for it being like a 3 to 6 week process to get transferred, if you do a frozen transfer, we're now 3 to 6 weeks closer at the end of this, if it works out, where my husband's deploying. So just everything at once overwhelmed me. And I had a like full-fledged like panic attack in my car after I called my mom. And my mom said something that was so important to me, and I'm gonna cry because she always makes me cry. And it made me realize that I shouldn't complain. My mom said that I needed to go home and get my daughter because my dad watched her for the appointment. And she said, you need to remember that that's the reason why you're doing this, because you want to be a mom again. And that's what the end result is. Oh God, that woman. And it's true. Like, it's true that the end result will be worth it. I know that it will be. And I have to realize that this waiting game is temporary. We will get there. And there's no guarantee right now that it's gonna absolutely be a frozen transfer. But if it is a frozen transfer, I know it's gonna be hard on me to accept that. So I just wanted to, like, I don't know. It makes a lot of sense when my mom said it that way, that it's gonna be worth it. Because I'm lucky enough to already be a mom, and my heart goes out, especially for those who wanna be a mom so bad. Like, I know that was lucky and I was blessed with my daughter, and I don't ever want anyone to think that I take that for granted and that I don't really care about that because now I want another baby. But she does, but my mom's words just kind of like made me realize that this is going to be worth it. And if any of you are going through this right now and you're waiting, just know that being a mom is the best feeling on the planet, and that it will be worth it when you're holding your baby in your arms. I'm telling you guys, it's the hormone. It's not me. It's the hormone shots. It's just like hitting me. I have an appointment set for Monday and possibly Tuesday, depending on when they decide that we're actually going to do the trigger shot. And once we do that trigger shot, we're going in for the retrieval. So I just want to say thank you guys for watching this video and staying a part of my journey and letting me tell my story to you guys and letting me be a part of your stories, because I do know that a lot of you are also going through this. And I don't take any of these moments for granted. I still, in all the sadness, I still feel blessed to be able to do IVF. And even though this is God's plan for us and it's not the easy plan, I'm looking forward to the end result. And like my mom said, it definitely will be worth it. So no more crying. I'm gonna do my best to just like take it as it comes and not get so overwhelmed. But I will see you guys in my next video, and much love and prayers to all of you out there trying to conceive. And I will see you guys in just a few days. Bye.